All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Gunmala Kapoor. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch various development projects in Rudrapur, Uttarakhand today. Prime Minister says new realty law RERA and Benami legislation helped bridge the trust deficit between builders and consumers. Union Cabinet approves continuation of Centre's tribal welfare schemes till March 2020. In Iran, 27 Revolutionary Guards killed in a suicide attack. And in sports, pre-quarterfinals of Senior National Badminton Championship begin in Guwahati today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Rudrapur in Uttarakhand today to launch the State Integrated Cooperative Development Project. The project aims to drastically improve the rural economy of Uttarakhand by giving a boost to the cooperative, farm and allied sectors. It will help in checking forced migration from the hills of Uttarakhand by providing adequate support to those involved in agriculture and allied activities. The Prime Minister will also distribute loan cheques to selected beneficiaries of the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Farmers Welfare Scheme. Under this scheme of the Uttarakhand government, multi-purpose loans of up to 1 lakh rupees will be made available to farmers at the very low interest rate of 2%. The scheme is an important step towards a goal of doubling the income of farmers in the state by 2022. The Prime Minister said that the new realty law, the Real Estate Regulatory Authority RERA and Benami property legislation have helped to bridge the trust deficit between builders and consumers. Addressing the Confederation of Real Estate Developers Association of India YouthCon 19 in New Delhi, Mr. Modi said the central government has been trying to bring a positive change in the real estate sector during the last 4.5 years. He said the BJP government's budget announcements will give a fillip to the real estate sector, which now has to work to improve its credibility with the masses. The Prime Minister said RERA has been notified in 28 states and around 35,000 real estate projects and 27,000 real estate agents have been registered under the scheme. He said the government is moving at a faster pace to provide housing for all by 2022. Mr. Modi said around 1 crore 50 lakh houses for poor people have been constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana in rural and urban areas.
प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना के तहत आज देश के गांव और शहरों में लगभग 1.5 करोड़ गरीबों के घर बनाए जा चुके हैं, जिसमें से लगभग 15 लाख घर शहरी गरीबों के लिए बनाए जा चुके हैं.
The last session of the 16th Lok Sabha concluded yesterday. Giving details for the tenure of the 16th Lok Sabha, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Narendra Singh Tomar informed that there were a total number of 331 sittings for the Lok Sabha. As many as 205 bills were passed and productivity was 85%. For the Rajya Sabha, 154 bills were passed and productivity was 68%. Mr. Tomar said the interim budget session has been successful in terms of wide participation of all political parties in discussions on various issues of national importance. We have a report from our correspondent.
The just concluded Parliament session provided 10 sittings spread over a period of 14 days. The productivity of Lok Sabha was 89% and that of Rajya Sabha was 8%. The interim budget for 2019-20 was presented on the 1st of this month. In Lok Sabha, the Appropriation Vote on Account Bill 2019 and the Appropriation Bill relating to third supplementary demands for grants for the year 2018-19 were introduced, considered and passed last Monday, while the Finance Bill 2019 was passed last Tuesday. A total of 9 bills, 3 in Lok Sabha and 6 in Rajya Sabha, were introduced. 5 bills were passed by Lok Sabha, which include the banning of unregulated deposit schemes bill and the Jallianwala Bagh National Memorial Amendment Bill. 5 bills were also passed by the Rajya Sabha, including the Constitution Scheduled Tribes Order 3rd Amendment Bill 2019. Suparna Sekya, AIR News, Delhi.
For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved continuation of the Centre's sub-schemes under the umbrella program for development of scheduled tribes till March 2020. Briefing reporters after the Cabinet meeting, Finance Minister Piyush Goyal said over 10 crore scheduled tribe people will benefit from it. Mr. Goyal said the total layout for the program is 11,900 crore rupees.
एक अम्ब्रेला प्रोग्राम फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स को 12वीं पंचवर्षीय योजना के बाद 3 वर्ष के लिए मंजूरी दी गई है और इस 3 वर्ष में 11,900 करोड़ रुपए की लागत। इसमें कुछ बदलाव भी किए हैं, जैसे जो फैमिली एनुअल इनकम की लिमिट 2 लाख रुपए होती थी स्कीम में लाभ मिलने के लिए, उसको 2 लाख से 2.5 लाख कर दी गई है।
The scheme will also promote effectiveness in delivery of service and will enhance the reach of welfare schemes of the government in service-deficit tribal areas in sectors such as livelihood, health and education through the efforts of voluntary organizations. The Cabinet also approved a 3-year extension of tenure for the National Commission for Safai Karamcharis beyond March the 31st this year. The government has said that the major beneficiaries of the proposal will be Safai Karamcharis and persons engaged in manual scavenging, as a panel will work for their welfare. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved the Credit-Linked Capital Subsidy and Technology Upgradation Scheme. The scheme aims at improving the competitiveness of micro, small and medium enterprises by integrating various ongoing schematic interventions aimed at upgrading technology through credit-linked capital subsidy. Giving details, Mr. Goyal said,
2,900 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से ये क्रेडिट लिंक्ड कैपिटल सब्सिडी एंड टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन स्कीम को 12वीं योजना के बाद 17, 18, 18, 19 और 19-20 के लिए 3 वर्ष के लिए आगे बढ़ाया गया है। ये स्कीम को चालू रखा जाएगा। इस स्कीम के 9 पहलू हैं जो एमएसएमई सेक्टर को मदद करते हैं।
The Union Cabinet has also approved the Patna Metro Rail project. Mr. Goyal said it will boost transport facilities in the capital city of Bihar. He said the project will have an estimated cost of over 13,400 crore rupees and it will be completed in 5 years. The Bihar government has announced a universal old age pension scheme, the Mukhyamantri Vridh Jan Pension Yojana, for all people above 60 years of age. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar told the State Assembly that the scheme will come into force from the 1st of April this year. Currently, the old age pension scheme applies to only the BPL category. Mr. Nitish Kumar said, except those senior citizens who have retired from government services, all will be eligible for a 400 rupee monthly pension irrespective of caste, religion or community.
60 वर्ष से अधिक आयु के सभी वृद्धजनों को सम्मान पूर्वक जीवन जीने का अवसर प्रदान करने के लिए नई पेंशन योजना मुख्यमंत्री वृद्ध जन पेंशन योजना लागू की जाएगी और इसमें सिर्फ जो सरकारी सेवा से सेवानिवृत्त व्यक्ति हैं उनको छोड़ करके सबके लिए ये लागू रहेगा।
The Chief Minister also announced a pension of 6,000 rupees for journalists above 60 years of age. Those who have been in regular service in the field of media and not getting any other pension will be eligible for the Bihar Patrakar Samman Yojana. Minister of State for Civil Aviation Jayant Sinha has said that the Udan scheme has been extensively successful in expanding the aviation sector of the country. In an exclusive interview to All India Radio News, he said, Udan is a unique scheme in the world.
Just a clever policy design and limited funding from the government, we have been able to set up 25 new airports completely which were unserved. Airports like Bikaner, Kanpur, Pathankot, Ludhiana. Airports around the country which were not being utilized have been activated through Udan.
Mr. Sinha said the Hindon airport will be activated soon for regional connectivity to decongest the Delhi airport.
Hindon will be available for commercial flights and will be used extensively for regional flights. And then of course we are going to be establishing another very large scale world-class airport in Jewar in western UP.
Tune in to the FM Gold channel of All India Radio at 9:30 tonight to listen to the interview. A suicide attack in the southeastern Iran has killed at least 27 members of the Revolutionary Guards. 13 others were also wounded in the attack. The bomber targeted a bus transporting personnel in the Sistan-Baluchistan province near the border with Pakistan. The guards in a statement said the assault came as the troops were returning from a border patrol mission. Sunni Muslim militant group Jaish al-Adl has claimed responsibility for the bombing. The pre-quarter-final round of the Senior National Badminton Championship will begin Guwahati, Assam today. The top 8 seeds will begin their challenge directly from the pre-quarter-finals. Similarly, in doubles, the top 4 teams will have been exempted from playing until the quarters. In the women's singles, Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu will be the top attractions, while Sameer Verma will be the biggest name in the men's singles. The Indian Meteorological Department has forecast a fresh spell of wet weather and hailstorms in North India, including Delhi, for the next 48 hours. It said a western disturbance will give rise to a cyclonic circulation triggering moderate to heavy snowfall or rain in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Gunmala. The much-anticipated report by the Comptroller and Auditor General on the Rafale deal is the top headline in most papers today. The Statesman writes, amid a raging political firestorm over the Rafale fighter aircraft deal, the CAG report said that the deal signed by the Modi government in 2016 for 36 aircraft from France's Dassault was 2.86% cheaper than the Rafale negotiations during the Congress-led UPA regime in 2007. NDA's Rafale deal is 2.8% cheaper than UPA's, headlines the Asian Age. Prime Minister Modi's final speech in the 16th Lok Sabha yesterday is given extensive coverage in the press. The Indian Express writes that the Prime Minister sought a majority government again in the next general election, saying India's growing global image was not because of him or External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, but because it was an absolute majority government. The Hindu headline reads, Majority government is a must for stability, Prime Minister tells Lok Sabha. The Hindustan Times writes that Samajwadi Party patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav created a flutter in Parliament yesterday when he said that he wished Narendra Modi returned as the country's Prime Minister after the general elections this summer. He said, I wish Pradhan Mantri ji becomes Prime Minister again. He has done good work. Citizenship and Triple Talaq Bill set to die natural deaths, reports the Statesman. Both bills are set to lapse on 3rd of June when the term of the present Lok Sabha ends, as they could not be passed in the Rajya Sabha, which adjourned sine die on Wednesday. And finally, the Asian Age reports that people tend to be the happiest at 16 and then 70 years of age, according to a new study by a UK think tank, based on well-being levels such as life satisfaction, self-worth, happiness and lack of anxiety. With that, it's back to you, Gunmala.
Thank you, Sarah. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch various development projects in Rudrapur, Uttarakhand today. Prime Minister says new realty law, RERA and Benami legislation has helped bridge the trust deficit between builders and consumers. Union Cabinet approves continuation of Centre's tribal welfare schemes till March 2020. In Iran, 27 Revolutionary Guards killed in a suicide attack. And in sports, pre-quarter-finals for Senior National Badminton begin in Guwahati today. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.